Hey there, welcome to my channel. This picture is called Cloud Commander. So this was for the Inktober prompt cloud, and that was day 19 of Inktober. It's probably far past this by the time you guys are viewing this. So the name Cloud Commander, not overly thrilled with, just kind of what came to mind. I don't know, Probably could have done better with that, but she has a name. So I didn't want to just do Cloud Witch because, I don't know, it just didn't seem right. So let's jump into the picture and some of the things I like about it and some of the struggles. So right now I'm just lining the picture with the Pigma Micron liners, and I am using 01 for most of the picture. I believe I use 005 for some of her facial features, her eye and stuff, just to get those really fine, delicate lines. So what I've been doing with my Inktober pieces, more or less, is using the smaller fine liner and doing one thin line and then going back in and building up thicker lines where I see fit. One of my personal challenges to myself through Inktober was to really work on varying my line weight. And I am doing a much better job with it. I think that I could be doing better. Things tend to come out better when I use the Pentel Pocket Brush Pen, but with this piece being kind of smaller in the facial features and stuff, I just really didn't want to go ahead and go in with that. This was also already my second take at doing this picture. There was a big mishap with some masking fluid the first time around. So this time, yes, I did not mask her off. The first time I masked her all off and started painting the background, and then when I went to take off the masking fluid, it ripped the paper really, really badly. So let me know if you've ever had that problem as well and what you've done to fix that problem. So right here, I'm adding in the background. Now the background, I'm not being super careful about like having a flat wash or anything. I'm kind of letting the texture stay there and not stressing myself out about it. I knew that I wanted a really textured background. Not necessarily like a splotchy wet on wet technique, but I was trying something different. I was experimenting with using one of those sponge brushes that is flat on the edge, and I'm actually really upset because I do the whole background with a brush and then I went in with the sponge and I lost the camera footage from the sponge. So there you see it jumps to the background being completely done and all of the lines and stuff. I really like that because I didn't want like a crisp line going around the outline. I wanted it kind of blurred and like really just really textured, you know. A lot of my pieces don't have much texture. So painting in the skin here, I apologize deeply that a lot of this is off frame. This is only my second video that I've ever filmed. The first one had a problem with the light glaring. I had to adjust the brightness on the camera. I had set the brightness on the camera. I had to turn that off. So this time around, I didn't do that. So the lighting is a little bit better, but I was in portrait mode instead of landscape mode, and I think that that might have been the problem. So when I went to go do the video, it was small in portrait, and there were black lines on the side. So I had to crop it to fit the screen, which cut off a lot of the work. So I tried to edit it as best I can, but I'm a complete noob to video editing. So, you know, there are still some scenes where I'm kind of off frame. Going in here, just adding some values. What I've been doing with the ink wash is kind of mapping out my shadows and building up my shadows and then going in and doing like a flat wash completely over it. I've really been liking that technique. I've also been trying to really focus and pay attention on leaving the white of the paper for highlights. As you can see, I did that there on the hat and the shirt. So right now, just adding a little bit of color. I've been doing that with all of my Inktober pieces. At first, I was trying to keep them all black and white, but I was just getting so sick of the black and white. So I've just been picking one or two colors and just adding a little pop somewhere. So here I decided to make her hair kind of like, like a cotton candy-ish type of hair with the blue and the purple. Uh, I really, really loved the way that the hair came out. I added it to her eyes and her nails as well. You can't really see it that well though because they're so small. The one thing that I was really unhappy with this picture was the way that the cloud came out. I definitely could have done a better job on the cloud. It just, I don't know, maybe I just didn't put enough thought into it before I went ahead and started drawing it. I mean, I obviously wanted it to be more stylized and not super realistic looking. It's not even remotely close to realistic looking. But even with the stylized, I think that it's just a little too cartoony. It doesn't, it's not that it looks bad, but it doesn't look like it belongs in the picture. Um, it just looks like it's a complete different style than her, which is what I don't like about it. So right now I'm using the Pentel Aquash pen to add some of her tattoos, and the tattoos are really cool to do. I actually I looked up some witch symbols and stuff, and got the background and the meaning behind. So all of the tattoos are actually really strategically thought out for her. And here you can see I'm using the white gel pen to do the cloud and trying to kind of smudge it a little bit with my finger so it wasn't such harsh white, but it just didn't end up working out the way that I wanted it to. So that's it. That's the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe.